You want to keep staying on Chiefs O, Ravens
yes,
D? Okay,
and I want to do that by going inside the numbers, powered by AWS. So this is something that I've heard a few people discuss on the personnel groupings that the Chiefs used here too. Per Next Gen Stats, the Chiefs used 13 personnel. That's 1 running back, 3 tight ends on 11 of their 47 plays in their divisional round victory over the nickel-heavy Bills, gaining 95 yards. That is almost 9 yards per play. It was their highest usage of 13 personnel since 2016.
Yeah. They dabble in it from time to time. This game was the most I've ever seen it. I think it goes into what we were saying. The injuries, the linebackers, the depth on the D-line were all in question as of late. Mm-hmm. And why don't we put them in a bind, right? And let's run the football because we have an advantage there, certainly. But even within that, too, like that group there, they're pretty good when you split them out to throw the football and play that angle as well. I mean, it's not like it's like, oh, man, it's 3 tight ends that, can't do anything. Right. Oh, no, they're going to be really, in a tough spot here. No, I mean, Travis Kelce and Noah Gray can run like wide receivers in a lot of ways. So that is a great element of their offense, and I think it's something they should continue to embrace. It'll be interesting to see that versus the Ravens, right? The Ravens, again, will they bend totally there in that conversation? The Ravens are a team that are going to go, wait, you want to put 3 tight ends in and play Smash Mouth? Where can we sign up? We're all for that. You want to play fight in a phone booth football? We're all for that. Thank you. Sign us up. I mean, so that plays right to what they want. Now, within that, did they bring in an extra linebacker? Do they go Malik Harrison and bring him in? Or do they go the big nickel aspect like I talked about? That, to me, will be something to watch, the chess match within the chess match.
Yeah.
And here's one other thing I'd add into this a little bit. I think you probably saw this in my notes. I wouldn't make a living playing smash mouth phone booth football against the Baltimore Ravens. That would not be the approach I would go, right? One, when you play in those tight quarters like that, we know they like that. They're big, they're physical, their linebackers are awesome. 2, when you play in those tight quarters too, right, it makes it hard to see who's blitzing, who's what, because everybody's there, right? So you're a little bit like, I don't know, fucking all 11 guys are right here. I don't know who's fucking coming, who's dropping. Like, they're not, you don't have to disguise anything. We're all lined up in here, and they're all lined up in here with us, right? So that doesn't make a clear picture for the quarterback all the time. That was one of the things that bothered me about the Texans game plan a little bit. They tried to do that and, gave themselves basically no chance in the football game. Like, the Ravens were like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll beat the shit out of you right here between the hashes. To me, when the Texans had success, and if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm spreading the field out a little bit with the Baltimore Ravens, right? We know there's not a lot of weaknesses with their football team, but pass rush with 4 is an issue, right? Marlon Humphrey banged up. How talented are their corners is definitely worth questioning, right? And with a guy like Mahomes and a really good offense and Andy Reid, and we know he's well taught, I think if you spread out, you're going to have a hard time tricking Mahomes. That's all I'm saying. He's at a point in his career where he doesn't get fooled by blitzes or anything like that very often. You see him like we've been talking about the last few weeks. I mean, every play is 50, even, blah, 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 check, hey, 50, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's every play. So that to me is where they could have an advantage. And then out of those sets, you could still run the football, right? You start picking them apart. See, this is where this chess match is going to be awesome, right? You don't want to play man against Mahomes because we know Andy Reid will have some pick plays and he can throw it deep and right? So that's a problem. But if you play zone, what we saw last week against the Buffalo Bills and where they are, and this is what's amazing about the Chiefs because they weren't surgical all year and all of a sudden they got to the playoffs and they're like, we're the most clean running, perfect offense you've ever seen. It just doesn't happen. It's amazing. The whole year was inconsistent as hell. They get to 2 playoff games and I go, it's the highest functioning offense in football all of a sudden. Like, what the hell has happened? And they will pick apart the zone is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's where I am really interested to see how both sides play it. Did the Chiefs go, no 13 this week, we're going to spread the field so you have to show yourself a little bit? Or are they going to go, wait, this is working for us and we still think we can run and do some things off of this and put you in a bind? I don't know, but that's something to watch for.
I mean, I love the nuance of that too because we just talked about the Bills using the nickel defense. They used it 80% of the time this year. That was the 4th highest rate in the NFL.
Right.
But then you look at the Baltimore Ravens and they're 3rd in the NFL.
There.
They're 80% of the time, 80.4, and so they're 3rd in the NFL. But you would say it's a different kind
It's
of
a different
nickel.
kind of nickel. It definitely
different
is.
dudes.
Different dudes here. Again, this is arguably the best linebacking duo in football. It's dudes up front and Pierce and Matabuke who are stout as hell in the middle of that defense. It's Jadeveon Clowney on the edge who's will hold his ground against any tackle in football and then some. So, yes, that's where it's different, let alone they can play with their nickel personnel sets like I told you to where they can go, yeah, this is nickel, but this guy's as good a tackler as most starting linebackers in football. We're not too worried about that. And that's what I would think you were going to see is that they bring in a third safety and play that type of nickel. Because of what we said. They're going to go, wait, it's still Travis Kelce and Noah Gray. Those fuckers can run. I'm not going to let here and have Malik Harrison guarding Noah Gray, who runs 4.5 up the sideline. Right? So that's where I would expect we see something like that.
That was Inside the Numbers, powered by AWS.
Yo, what up, homies? Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Right now, we got Sunday Pod, right? So you can have it Monday morning. We recap all the action. Wednesday, it's the What the Happened podcast. We're going to get deep in the weeds on the key matchups of the week. And then Thursday, I'm picking games with that jerk Floria. So you know where to find us, homies. Keep watching. Peace out. We'll see you.